Hey everybody, we are going to go over some more earnings setups and we are going to cover CAVA Group, Lumentum, INTA, Webtoon, KinderCare, and GRAL. Starting with CAVA or CAVA Group, we have them rated as a 3 out of 10. The strikes are going to be 4 or 5 off the money, putting it at 80 or 89. That will look like this. It's going to be 89 for the call and 80 for the put. Just like that. The next one we're going over is Lumentum or LITE. I have that drawn right there. We have them rated as a 4 out of 10, and the strikes are going to be 1 off the money. So 115 for the put and 125 for the call. Jumping to INTA or INTA as the ticker. We have them rated as a 5 out of 10. And 1 off the money for the strikes or split the money, which just means that if there isn't a whole lot of options for strikes, that you just split where the price is currently at. So right now it's at 36.9. We are looking at 40 for the call and 35 for the put because the strikes are in increments of 5. What was that? 35 and 40. 35 and 40. 40 for the call, 35 for the put. Next, we have Webtoon, WBTN. We have them rated as a 4 out of 10 and 1 off the money for the strikes, or again, we have another split the money. They just don't offer that many strike options. But in this instance, you can either do a straddle at 10 because 9.3 is closer to 10, or you can do 7.5 as the put and 10 is the call, which is what we have it set up as. 10 and 7.5. So this isn't really a great trade to be taking, but for this video, just because there's not a whole lot of options to choose from, I decided to include them. Lastly, we have GRAL or GRAL as the ticker. They're rated a 5 out of 10, and we have their strikes as 1 off the money, so that puts the put at 35 and the call at, that puts the put at 30 and the call at 35. And that will look like this. We actually have one more, which is, I believe it's called KinderCare, or it's a learning company. Yeah, KinderCare Learning. We have them rated as a 7 out of 10, and we put their strikes as a straddle or a split. For today, we are going to be using a straddle, so a 10 put and a 10 call, which I don't even have to draw because it's not going to visually show, it'll just be a line. So that's going to be it for the August 12th post-market earnings. Next, we're going to cover the August 13th pre-market earnings. We went over Lumentum or LITE. They were a 4 out of 10. We went over CAVA Group. They were a 3 out of 10. We went over INTA. They were a 5 out of 10. Webtoon was a 4 out of 10. KinderCare was a 7 out of 10, and GRAL was a 5 out of 10. For August 13th pre-market, we have tickers EAT, GLBE, SPNS, and SPRY. Starting with EAT, they are a 3 out of 10. We have them as 2 off the money, so that's going to put the strikes as 145 on the put and 165 on the call. So this is a pretty wide trade setup. That will look like this. What was it? 165, 145. There we go. Next, we have GLBE, GLBE. They are rated as a 4 out of 10, 1 off the money for the strike, or we have split the money. For today, we're going to have it as a 30 put and a 35 call. Not too bad. We are leaning a little bit more towards the upside, but there's not a whole lot of strikes to choose from. Third, we're going to have SPNS. SPNS is rated a 5 out of 10. You do see there was a large move 2 days before earnings. I'm not a big fan of that, but I still included them. We have their strikes as split the money. So 25 for the put and 30 for the call, given where price is currently at. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, price is at 29.5. I would just call this a 30 put and a 30 call and just make it a straddle instead. Last, we have SPRY. We have them rated as a 4 out of 10, and their strikes are split the money. Today, that's going to make them a 15 on the put and a 17.5 on the call. That will look like this. So that's going to be it for today. That's 10 setups to go over. 6 are post-market, and then 4 of them were pre-market. There's not a whole lot to pick from this week, especially today. Earnings season is kind of coming to an end, but we still have a bunch of trades to go over, so I'm going to be picky and choosy with what I upload. Today I was a little bit more riskier. I did include 2 ratings that were 3s. I had, 4 ratings that were 4s, 1, 2, 3 of them were 5s, and I had 1 7. So it's not the best on the ratings, but you can kind of see how they're going to play out when they're rated somewhere down in the middle. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will be having another 4 posted for August 13th pre-market. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you guys can learn something from this.